Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today we of course have two really big things that just happened, and that is the fact that we just got a new Mythic of the Grey King, which is in the Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest for this week, and it'll be the drop table with everything else. But yeah, if you want to go get him, got a week. He's a really decent Guild War counter day. For setting it on your defend team. It's also really good against any team that's ever going to be running 3 of the same kind, 4 of the same kind color, and any team that runs 2 and 2, so that you could double cast on one and then double cast on the other, because he ends up having ability that ends up hitting all enemies of a certain color of a gem that he destroys, and then ends up doing a let me go show it real quick. But it destroys all of a chosen color of a gem, which is actually pretty decent for a Mythic, given that most Mythics don't really have much mana accumulation. And for only 22 mana cost, he gets to do an all destroy of a single color, so that's pretty good. He could even use that on one of his own colors to get about half his mana back on most boards. And all enemies of that color take a bit of true damage, as well as being mana drained, silence, and then frozen. So pretty hefty disable all around that you'll end up getting from him. And yeah, very situational troop. It's definitely a utility troop, not something you would run on every team, but a great utility to have nonetheless. And assuming you own it, you'd always be running it on at least one Guild War day every single time. So it's a great option to have. However, I wouldn't really say it's high priority to get. Definitely if you have some resources laying around, attempt it. Though if you don't get it, it's not that big a deal, as it's not really something you'll be using too often, at least in the current state of the game. Could potentially have more usefulness as pure color teams and stuff become more useful. But aside from Guild Wars, that's the only time you're really ever facing an opponent that consistently has multiple colors. Otherwise, you're just bringing it out for utility purposes, and that's it. It's not like you're running it against everything. Also, thank you, San Morgan, who an hour ago donated $3. Greatly appreciated. And he ended up saying, thank you for your streams and daily videos. They help tremendously. Well, glad I could help. And thanks a ton for the donation. Really helps out as well. But next thing, we also got a new faction. So with the new faction, I might as well go show a Possessed King team. Or how about I keep calling him Possessed King? The Grey King. That's going to drive me crazy, because I know I'm going to say that so often. I'm going to keep calling him Possessed King. But let me go just use this real quick. I'll use the cheap team. Honestly, of all the teams I've built so far, I probably prefer using the cheap team, as odd as that may sound. But I don't know, something about it just really nice since you get the rush mana on it. But we'll just fight this little middle battle real quick and just go from there. So right here we are up against a really heavy green team, so we can just simply throw this down on green, get our leprechaun going, and go from there. So we'll take that for now. Yeah, I guess we are going to go on green. A little bit unfortunate that it denies our leprechaun's capability to explode after we do that. But we have Mountain Crusher, so that's not going to matter as much. But we get the whole team pretty much is able to go for our explosion, keep getting mana going into more manas. I need at least 1 green gem so we can go hit his 3 greens again. And yeah, that's pretty much match. The only thing we didn't end up hitting is the thing that we didn't hit because it's not a green. So we'll just go and hopefully get a magic buff. Humility, absolutely great option to have with the Possessed King. I mean, I'm going to keep doing that. The Grey King, mainly because you can magic buff it. As you saw right there, we just magic buffed it. Now we just simply kill it. And he gains half his mana back every single time, pretty much. Not always, but you know. As long as there's at least 11 of that color on the board and it's going right into him, he's going to be getting his mana back. But not something you would run against everything. Obviously, only really against teams that use multiple of a single color. Like, for example, this pure red team right here would work out pretty well, since every single thing is red. And we could easily disable it just by throwing a single Grey King at him and just kill it out that way. But yeah, hello everyone! Hello Elite Gaming! Hello Isabel, actually let me go all the way back in chat. Hello Zeddicus, happy Friday! Let's see. Hey, you end up getting the new Joy-Cons? Nice. I've still been using the normal Smash Joy-Cons for mine. My left stick does have drift, but I've kind of been waiting until they hopefully make their models better. Though they might have already done that already. Like, you know, making the Joy-Cons better, because they've had a lot of drift problems with it. They almost got sued over that. But, yeah, it's still an issue with the ones that I have. Not like a tremendously big issue, but they drift enough that it's really annoying. I wonder if anyone's been having a lot of issues with the handheld version yet. Because that was the biggest thing keeping many people from the handheld-only version, was since it doesn't have separate Joy-Cons, if those break down, then that is quite unfortunate. They've had a track record of breaking down quite often, or at least pretty quickly relative to a normal controller. We're up against pure red, right? So we only need 1 red, so we'll just go hit that. And it should have been dead. Looks like we still need a little bit of a poke on there, which isn't that bad. Let's go Mountain Crusher, give it guaranteed full mana since he gives the 2 brown, and we're good to go. And instead, we'll sit on red and dead. Yeah, let's possess. I will keep doing that. That is Gray King in a nutshell, pretty much. You just fight it against pure color teams and then auto win. It has probably like a near 100% win rate against pure color teams, at least under player control. Obviously, under AI control, we still don't know exactly how it's going to function. We still need it to be out a little bit longer before we really have definitive data on how good it is in that regard. But it seems like hopefully it'll at least be half decent. But there we go. That's Possessed King. That's Gray King. I am going to call him Possessed King so many times. But he's called Gray King. There's literally just a one-word difference between them. But anyways, Wild Court. So that's a thing. Let me just read through the rest of the chat before we get into that, because we have a lot of things we need to go do with that. But first start off with the quest line there. Let me just read through chat so I catch up all the way to where we are right now. Hello, Cedric. Hello, Zeddicus. Hello, bunch of random letters and names, or letters and numbers that says 0 in there. Hello. Could you have picked 2 worst... Oh, never mind. I already updated the thumbnail. But yeah, the thumbnail was updated. I forgot to update it initially. Also, hello, Elite Gaming. Hello, Itty Bitty Unicorn. Hello, Stealth. Badges sound awesome. You're really excited. You just hope that they boost gold and explore. I don't know how to reply to that. It is both yes and no simultaneously, is the answer to that. That's the easiest way to summarize that. But yes, it won't. But also will. Indirectly. That's pretty much the everything with badges. It's like, they'll help it, indirectly. Will they help delves? Indirectly. Will they help explore? Indirectly. Will they help PvP? Indirectly. Everything. Hello, Humberto. Hello, GJ Ram. Hello, Hugo. Hello, Flaming. Good afternoon. You're not feeling good today. I hope you get better soon. Let's see. Dawnbringer taking you down to 0 souls. Ouch. Yeah, that hurts. But luckily, next patch, there'll be more soul farming. Hello, Ephorium. Also, we should be getting a spoiler image of that tomorrow. Hello, Michael. Your Switch Lite has been perfect. Nice. Oh, you actually got one? Nice. Wait, you got both? Or did you just get Joy-Cons for your Switch Lite? Let's see. You've been using it for Puzzle Quest? Nice. Today is the second time after Aquaticus. You wasted all your resources and didn't get the Gray Mythic. Ouch. Yeah, that can happen. We have yet to have a single instance of that just because we've had such an excess of resources always. But it has happened to people before. And we've came really close to it before, where we've almost depleted our resources to 0 to get a Mythic. That's happened sometimes in the past. Hasn't happened recently just because we have such a surplus of resources lately on this account. You did Pure Faction 500 with Hoard 100 and 63 stars from the potions. Wild Knight 2 times with the Wendigo 2 times. Nice. Oh, wow, you already got it done? That was really quick. Well, I guess it has been out technically for 8 hours now. And it only takes about 8 hours, even less if you rush through and don't do every room. We are going to be going the every room method, though. So it takes closer to like 10 hours or so. Hello, Matt. Hello, GG Ram. I already said hi, GG Ram. And hello, Chris Border. Let's see. But yeah, it does seem like you might have done rush battles, because within 8 hours, that's pretty quick. If you did every room, that is extremely quick if you did it in 8 hours. Oh, you just rushed the boss. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say, if that wasn't with rush boss, that was absurdly quick. But that makes sense with rush boss. With rush boss, you could do it in about 3 to 4 hours. I wouldn't advise it, though, because it costs more gems to do it that way. And you also get slightly less loot. If you have the time this weekend, I would advise playing them out. You do eventually reach a point where you start doing, you just start rush bossing, normally above 200 or above 300, just because it's not really worth the time return. Also, did the stream just die? Come back, stream. But yeah, it's normally not worth the time return when you're, when you start getting like a certain distance within them. But for the earlier ones, you should definitely be running all of them just for the loot. But anyways, let's get into this already. While exploring the underworld, we happen upon an old friend. Aha! An escort! It is like the gods are watching over me. Somebody needs to. I fled here to escape Titania, but fear. I have gotten lost. Of course you have. How fortunate? How wait? What? How word? How fortunate? Wait, am I going crazy? Is it just this early in the morning that I can't process that word? Fortuitous. Google. Am I just that bad at English this morning? What is that word? I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. But, fortune? What? I feel like this is a really simple word that I already know. But something about it right now is just throwing me off like crazy. Happening by accident. Let's see. Wait, I don't have audio on. I'm like trying to put the audio thing on it and it's not working. Fail. But, fortuitous. Oh, fortuitous. Oh, okay. Pronouncing it that way makes it more sense. When I'm trying to pronounce it with 3 syllables, it makes the word seem a lot different. But, yeah, fortuitous makes it, okay. It's early morning. We just woke up. Well, a couple hours ago. But yeah, how fortuitous. That makes a lot more sense that that's fortuitous. Trying to pronounce that with 3 syllables makes me have no clue what that word is. But anyways, you can lead me to safety. Of course I can. Anyways, now that we have learned more English, let's go and take it out with just our quick explore kill. I'm always bad at English. Google says it fortuitous, which sounds correct, because that's definitely a word. And that reminds me, I don't have Joy-Con set up. Probably should, given how many battles we're going to be doing this stream. Let me go do that real quick. Oy, let me go get this real quick. Where's the Bluetooth thing? Bluetooth, audio. Is it not loading? This might take a minute. 1 second. It'll save us time overall, so it's definitely worth it. 1 second. Do you know the answer to life, the universe, and everything? No. Let's see. Someone said 42, that one joke. Funny. Let me go remove it, edit back. Yes, remove. Removing device. And let's get this back. Bluetooth. I could click the small little button that it has to sync. There we go, I got it. Now it just needs to actually pick up. Hello? Hello? There it is. Connecting? Stay connected? Good. Hey, it worked first time this time. I don't know why. The other day it was working. It took like a dozen tries before it figured it wanted to work. But there we go. Okay. This will help speed up everything. Wait, why is it not working? Okay, there we go. That was weird. I had a bit of a delay all of a sudden. But now it should be normal. Okay, it's working now. We're all good. Joy-Con's working. Controller support to speed through everything. This must be Feywild Forest. The what? Oh, so does clicking A move it forward? Yes. I remember it well. Tsarian read me stories of the Wild Hunt when I was but a boy. Sounds ominous. But if the rumors are true, you and Atlanta imprisoned Orion, yes? That takes me back. Also, that reminds me, why on Earth is this place Wild Plains? Wasn't it supposed to be Pan's Vale? They even said that we just captured Orion, or made their Orion reference. This place was originally supposed to be Divining Fields, but for whatever reason, last minute they changed it to Wild Plains, it seems. He used to lead the Wild Hunt, so someone must have taken up his crown, I see. Which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, because this delve doesn't have anything that would really help Divining Fields. We must seek counsel with their new leader. Why is that? They are Fey. Maybe they will know a way to divert Titania's attention. You don't say. Indeed, they must. She's obsessed with me. Didn't you know? Not this again. I long to return to Kristaria without the burden of being loved so ardently. No danger of that. And it's the next battle we go. For load. Oh, there it goes. The answer to life is anti-death. Is there a new delve? Yes. We're playing it right now. The Wild Court. Oh, we're going through the quest line right now. Then we'll be playing it. That's weird. That's weird. Clicking A button there doesn't skip it. You have to go click the corner. I was wondering why it was taking so long to load, but it wasn't because it was loading. It was because, for whatever reason, A button doesn't get past that screen. Wait, is this still Divining Fields? Okay, I need to go double check that. Why did I think it was Wild Plains earlier? I'll go double check. It seems that you attracted trouble wherever you go. Excuse me. I have never been kidnapped so much as I have when we are together. I see. My poor hair can't take this kind of stress. If I'm not careful, I'm all start going gray. A tragedy. We will never get an audience with the Wild Hunt's leader at this rate. I agree. Oh, is it still Divining Fields? When I looked up the file earlier to get it for the thumbnail, it said Wild Plains, which made me think it was changed to Wild Plains, but I guess it is still Divining Fields. Never mind. Okay, so they didn't change off of Divining Fields then. That's what it was supposed to be originally, was Divining Fields. That means they didn't change it if it still is. I think they intend to hunt us. What gave that away? Alas, it is a curse to be so delicious. Delicious. Yes. These maid fae would pick their teeth with my bones if they get the chance. That's a bit graphic. It's not my fault that I taste so good. You must help me flee. You know what? I'm out. Rather tasty. It's useless. But for most people it won't be soon. Wait for me! My hair is unused to this strenuous activity. You're still here? I cannot believe you would abandon me. I can. The nerve of you. I'll have you know I am a prince. You've mentioned it. Once we are out of this forest, you'll answer for this negligence. Great. And another thing, my father will be very disappointed when he gets news of my treatment. ... Are you even listening to me? I just had a thought. What are you doing? Unhand me. Hey, Wendigo, look. Put me down this instant. It's snack time. There we go. And now we just obliterate this within a second. And then we can actually go do the quest line. Or the faction, I mean. Go spend 1 billion shards, go get them all maxed, and go from there. Go put some levelage into this faction. Initially, we're probably just leveling it to 100 and doing it to 200. How could you do such a thing? I, Prince Thoris, rescued or reduced to bait? It worked. It matters not if it worked. It was positively barbaric treatment. You're welcome. I must return to the surface. The underworld is clearly no place for a prince. Good idea. And with that, Thoris departed the underworld, artfully rearranging his hair as he went. And that's that. Okay, so, tribute. And Wild Court upgrading time. So, first things first, let's go max out every troop in this faction. Actually, first things first, before that first, let's go upgrade the hoard, or the faction thingy thing. Let me go do it to tier... I guess we buy all once, and then tier 7 twice, and then go from there. Oh yeah, I never did look at this weapon yet. Deal true damage to an enemy. If the enemy has Hunter's Mark, deal triple damage. Then Hunter's Mark it. That could be okay, depending on what its perks are. That's not necessarily that bad, but let's go buy all the packs once, and then tier 7 twice. How do you get the Imp? It's random drop off of Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. Same things that the Mythic is in. Literally every single location where the Mythic is in, the Wild Imp is also in. Oh good, we just got a Mythic Sacred Treasure from that. Which is good because we need so many more of them. Okay, and we buy the last pack twice. Ooh, hunter set. Oh, cool, we got a bow. I hope there's other neat, decent ones in there. We go double check what it's actually in there, and then we'll buy this twice. And that should bring us to... I forget what that cost is. If I'm not mistaken, that's 1,310 gems. If I'm not mistaken. How much that just costed. But there we go. Okay, so we bought all of them once with the last one twice. Let me go check what's in this bow set real quick. If anything's good here. What do we get from the bow? Oh, cool. We did actually get some pretty nice stuff. We got a bow, we got an arrow, and we got a horn. Oh, we don't have an arrow to a knee, though. Where's the arrow to a knee? We did not get an arrow to a knee. That's quite unfortunate. But yeah, no arrow to knee, apparently. Anyways, let's go grab this. Someone else just got Grey King and Global. Probably like spammed a billion of them going down. Yeah, like 3 in a row right there. Everyone's opening their keys. Is there a class which can Hunter's Mark and Dispel? Yes, Warden can do both. Warden can both Hunter's Mark and Dispel. If I'm not mistaken, it is the only hero class that has both. There's plenty that have one or the other, but I believe Warden's the only one that has both. It's the same kind of concept of why we use it with Truffles, because it's the only one that has Green Storm plus Dispel. But it's also the only hero class that has both Hunter's Mark and Dispel. Hunter's Mark on first perk and Dispel on its final thing, or its second to last, I mean. Yeah, who knows? Warden just got another purpose. Because it is the only thing in the entire game that has that combo currently. But anyways, now that we got some more shards, let me go delay my... Actually, I should probably go do these 3 first. And do these daily farm here. Or at least 2 of them. We'll probably start with that. But let me just reserve it first. And now let's go upgrade our hoard and everything. But before we do that, let's go and upgrade our portals. Or not our porters, but, you know, getting the troops. Get them all to Mythic. And then we can go get Wild Plains to... Or not Wild Plains, the Vinny Fields, I mean, to 13 stars. Also, we just got another Sacred Treasure. Hopefully we get plenty of those. Because we are going to be needing it in order to upgrade this stuff. And hopefully we got a lot of Genie Lamps and Crowns as well. Looks like we're doing pretty decent on that so far. And it should be enough to max out every single thing in the kingdom. Normally it takes around like 6,000 to 8,000. So 10,000 should be a pretty good chance that we guarantee get it all maxed. There's still a slight chance that we wouldn't if we get super unlucky. But it most likely will. Get all of them to Mythic immediately. And then with all the treasure, we can go upgrade the Horde, hopefully to level 100. Or actually, hopefully to 200. I think it's going to be short this time around. Because I threw a lot of treasure to get Hall of Guardians up on Tuesday. Or not on Tuesday, on Wednesday. So we're a bit low on treasure right now. I'm getting another 200. But if we keep getting Sacred Treasure and Genie Lamps, it shouldn't matter. Yeah, you probably wouldn't need to spell with it necessarily, though it would help. Hello, Starlight. Welcome. Yeah, there's quite a few factions that are doable without potions. I would need to upgrade Primal Rift, though. I don't have it to level 200 yet. Still have it at 100. I believe I still have it at 100. There's still a few of them that I need to upgrade. I think there's like 4 or 5 that I don't have at 200 yet. That is one of them. Primal Rift team likely spams the legend a lot. Because it's the most useful thing that the kingdom has. Or the faction has, I should say. Can you translate this into proper English, please? But them and ever never think it's all. Wait, what? I have no clue how to even attempt that. Also, hello, Millen, for subscribe. Or thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. But them as never think it's all? I have no clue how to put that into proper English. I'm not even sure what that sentence is trying to say. Good morning, Dragon Ball Z fan. Welcome. Hopefully we'll get a few more mythic treasure here. Ideally, we need to aim towards like 15 or so. almost out of shards. Again, that happens every new faction. We need the treasure. There's not much else to put it on anyways, since we already have all the troops maxed. So whenever a new faction comes out, we get the max. Okay, and one more will do it. Good. And I guess just for fun, we'll throw the last little 5 here. Come on, mythic treasure, or anything good. Okay, so it should be maxed hopefully, but next thing's next. Let's go and upgrade the quality level. I'm skipping right over the bags. Probably do rings until we hit, I want to say 50,000. Maybe a little bit further this time around. We don't have as much treasure. And obviously we have an absurd amount of rings. We're over 1,000 rings. I think that's the first time we had 4 digits of one of them. Also, why is with the lag? Also, hello Byron, hello Drock, welcome, welcome. Oh, you actually used Red Thorn for it? I was actually going to avoid using Red Thorn for it, but I guess to make your team more diverse, you could, so it gets a bigger bonus. So you could Red Thorn the first slot. You could even just use one of each and do it that way. Use Red Thorn in first slot, follow it by the tank, followed by Alderfather, and just put the other thing in last slot or something like that. Just so you get the full team bonus. Are there solid newbie team compositions for Titan? Yes. Anything with Mountain Crusher, or anything with Mang. Like, you just put damage sources behind a Mountain Crusher as Titan, or you use first slot Mang and center your entire team around making Mang function. Okay, we should probably stop using rings soon, as they're starting to cost a lot to use. We're really getting any return. I'll probably do it up to about 60, because we're a little bit lower on other treasure. So it's getting pretty expensive to do so. That's going to be pretty expensive regardless, unless all we had were those bigger treasures. We're really low on sacred treasure right now. Though we are going to get more treasure as we progress through the delve, of course. Yeah, we'll do one more upgrade with this, and then we'll switch to chalices. Bring us to 60. Yep, there we go. And now let's go back to chalices. What should you spend glory on? Mostly the weekly event packs. Those ones that cost around 300 or 400 glory or so every single week within the shop. Those are the main thing you should be spending your glory on as a newer player. Did I already do the key opening for the Mythic? Yes, the video's up and uploaded. Posted it right before we started the stream. We ended up getting it within about 1,000 gem keys and 5k glory keys. So a little bit unlucky, but still within a decent rate. You're just murderalizing everything with Grey King. Yeah, you can get some really instant wins when you're up against like really pure color teams. The only problem is he's not usable for everything. But when he is usable, he's pretty solid. I should have ended rings a little bit earlier. We're going to run out of gold so quickly. But we might actually be able to go all the way to max right now. Okay, I'm going to do some quick math once we reach 100. See if we actually have enough value to go all the way with chalices and the other 3. We're going to, if we don't have enough, I'm going to stop at 100 and then open more treasure once we get a little bit more from progressing through the delves. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But for now, let's go and get this up a little bit more. I'm tempted to keep a level 20 faction soon. I don't think it's going to be this one, though. But if we get another good faction like City of Thieves, I am very tempted to keep it at 20. Okay. So let's go do some math real quick. What's 150 times 100 and then figure out how much our gold is. So 150 times 100. Well, that we could do in our head. 150 times 100 is 15,000. And now let's go up, add all of our other numbers. So we need to get 15,000. Let me go do some maths. Oops, it just collapsed all my windows. Why you do such a thing? Why you do such a thing? Where did chat go? There it is. Okay. Anyways. So we need 15,000. And now let's go add up everything we have. 61 times 50. So that's 3,050. 3,050 plus 3,700 equals 6,750. 6,750, 6,750, 6,750, 6,750 plus 6,750 into 4,750. That's 11,500. And then our sacred treasure is plus 2,500. Ooh, it is ever so slightly short. We are 1,000 short. That's 14,000. We need 15,000. So I guess for now we hold. But yeah, we need 1,000 more worth of treasure. Approximately. In order to reach 200. So we're really close. I guess since it won't interfere with anything, let's use all of our chalices. And then once we get 1,000 more value from treasure, we'll go and do it. It will require us to do some factions, of course. Yeah, we'll upgrade it slightly. Once we run out of chalices down to 1, we'll go and wait. At least this will give it a little bit more levelage. Yeah, we need to find another 1,000 worth of treasure. That will be good to go. Get it to 200. Poor gold stack. Rip gold sink. How much does it normally cost to get a 200 hoard? It can vary a lot, but on average, I would say about 4 to 5 million gold. So it can vary based on a lot of factors. It could be upwards of 10 million, but it can also be cheaper than a million depending on what treasures you use. But realistically, it averages around like 5 million or so. Well, we needed 15,000 EXP is what we needed. Because that's about how much EXP we need to go from level 100 to 200. Okay, we'll leave it out there for now. And then we'll go use our bigger treasure once we get 1,000 more treasure of those 3, or chalices, but ideally those 3. 1,000 more worth for those. But to do that, we need to go do delve. So let's go start this delve. We'll do it at the faction itself. Team restricted to green-red. So I think we're building a version of Truffle. What specific version, I do not know, but Truffle it is. Truffle. Do we go Mountain Crusher? Yeah, I could go Leprechaun Mountain Crusher. Do it. Leprechaun. Mountain. Should be fine. And Oracle we can keep because we're just leveling it. And Banner is there should be a +2/+1. That's not exactly what I want. So that does work. Let's just go with that. Okay, let's just go with that. And it should be fine. Yep, Mountain Crusher, Double Truffle, Leprechaun. It should be fine for this stealth. Elemental Bow, 2x Scalp Truffle, and King. Or Possessed King. Oh, that would also work. For these low levels, that would probably be nicer. But we can't undo what we just did. We have to use this for the rest of the delve. Isn't that big a deal, though. Forgetting how ridiculously easy level 20 is. Gosh, they go down so easy. You, like, look at them and they die down instantly. Okay, so this is going to be pretty much a straight path. The only thing we really need to check is to see what that one room is to the right. To see when it's worth taking. But for the most part, this delve is really straightforward. You go downwards, you take the room to the right when it's favorable, and then you just go all the way downwards. So you pretty much just follow that path. Let's see, what are you right now? You're a 1.25, so we just keep going this way. And as soon as we hit a multiplier that's a lot less, the next multiplier not being worth it, then we go down to the other side, and then we just keep going down the bottom path. I'll take the mana. What would you suggest for the higher delves? I'm probably going into a Ketris team. Like Yasmin to double Ketris or something. Most likely my strategy. I might build around Zugoff. We'll just have to kind of see and test it from there. But I'm probably going Ketris into Yasmin or Zugoff team. But yeah, this game, or this delve has either 3 treasure rooms or 2.5. I'm not sure of which. It's either 3 or 2.5 treasure rooms. Let me go double check. How many treasure rooms do we currently have? I'm not sure if it's guaranteed 3rd treasure room or if it's percent chance. Kraken. I haven't used Kraken for a while, but yeah, it does have that Devour option. They don't have immune. Can we use Megavore? No, not under this coloration, can we? What was the coloration again? Oh no, we can use Megavore if we want to. How many treasure rooms do we have? We have 3 treasure rooms. I wonder if it is guaranteed 3. It's actually not too bad of a delve if it's guaranteed 3. That'd make it one of the slightly better delves in the game. Not as good as City of Thieves, but pretty high up there. That's a triple treasure room. I highly doubt we're getting any better than City of Thieves anytime soon. City of Thieves is almost a perfect delve. It might literally be a perfect delve. Like, I highly doubt they're getting anything stronger than that ever. But you never know. I almost thought the same thing about Silver Necropolis, and then they did City of Thieves. Maybe we'll get one even better eventually. That should do almost nothing. And then we struck a kill. Mountain Crusher 2x Tesla with Leprechaun. That's an interesting combo. Outscale quite a while as well. As far as how deep we could use it. Yeah, it seems to be a little bit too slow for the really low level range. Or maybe not too slow. You have to keep in mind too, we don't have potion effects right now, which is also making this go slower. Because we don't have potions until we do the normal delve. And the reason I'm doing these is just because they're really free loot. Oh, let's see. I'll take that for now. Yeah, we could give it a shot when we go to normal delves, because we're gonna have to start all the way back at 20 anyways. Almost feel like going double leprechaun to make this team work without potions. Do you count as elemental? No, that's unfortunate. I was gonna say we could go like double him into elemental bow into truffle. That would only be one elemental. Hello, James. Welcome. I think for these 3 battles, this will be fine. But once we have potion effects, we'll mess with other stuff. We'll have soon. I just need to get these 3 battles out. Or at least 2 of these battles. The other one we could delay till later. So is this 3 treasure room? The answer is yes. Yes. And yes, it is 3 guaranteed treasure rooms. This is a 3.5 treasure room delve, it looks like. Oh, never mind. Just a 3. Never mind. It's just a 3 times. Not a treasure room. This just happens to be a 1.4 times multiplier, which is not a treasure room. Yeah, it's a 3 treasure room delve. It looks like 3 guaranteed treasure rooms. Definitely isn't that bad at all. Also, another delve with no tier 1 rooms. I'm glad they're not really using them though. They're really annoying tier 1 rooms, as odd as that may seem. Just because it has one room that has a triple devour in it and another room that has a double dust devil, both of which are pretty annoying normally. And Bronze Ock 2 times Mythic Greed, that would work. I might try the Tesla option. I felt like Tesla in the past has gone a little bit slow when using it in delves though. So that was prior to potion effects. I don't think I've really messed with her much after we've gotten potion effects. Yeah, it is definitely 3 treasure rooms. It's almost guaranteed 3 guaranteed treasure rooms. So far, every instance I've seen of it between now and Salty previewing it has been triple treasure room every time. Could just be getting lucky and it could be 2.5, but it's I'm pretty sure it's 3. 3 guarantee rooms. So did that go off by a couple pixels? Does it look off to me? No, it is not. Ah, I guess it's on the screen moved all the way over. Move it then. There we go. Okay, that's better. Anyways. Unfortunately, Egg survives because it's so tanky. Among one of the higher, like 5 or 6 durability troops in the game. Around 6 or 7. All the gates have higher than it, but other than that, I believe it's the next one. Because it has 0 attack, which is why it has such a high durability. I do actually have to scout out that one tier 5 room. Because if it's a 1.5, and if the tier 2 room's a 1.15 before it, it's actually better than a 1.25 to the right. If and only if it's a 1.5 for the 5 room. Which means we actually don't have to scout that tier 2. The only rooms we ever have to scout is the tier 4 to the right, the tier 4 to the bottom, and the tier 5 to the bottom. Specifically the one that isn't a treasure room. Because there can be a tier 5 treasure room, I believe, there. But, yeah, those are only 3 rooms we ever have to look for this delve. Not too bad of a layout as far as our sanity. Because some delves make you search for, like, so many rooms. But yeah, those should be the only 3 rooms you ever need to scout. Because the rest are self-exploratory based on the format. It's this one, and that one. Those 3. These 3 you would never need to actually look at. Based on how this delve is set up. Because knowing what those 3 are would tell you what your path is. Regardless of what the other 3 were. Okay, grab this. I guess I'll do all 3 of these down now. Might as well. And then we'll go over to normal delves. Or by normal delves, I mean the one through the event. I was gonna say, how was the store turned? Truffle's auto extra turn. Like, we didn't land an extra turn? Nope, automatic. Yeah, it's not a guarantee Cedric, but generally with 3 treasure rooms, you have a pretty good chance it's gonna be Cedric. One of the reasons why I'm running Leprechaun as well in this build, or in any of these lower builds, other than for the quick mana, it's also in case we get a Cedric room. Unfortunately, it can be a pretty deep Cedric room, which isn't as good as City of Thieves location. So thank you for subscribing, Yuri. Greatly appreciate it. And then we stick this in then the final one. And then we're good to go. Grab our manas, get all that rolling. Truffle going. Hey, we actually got an enchant on it. Funny. Because we're not actually doing a game mode where we would have a chant. Not currently. There's gonna be 2 mana off, that's quite unfortunate. But we already won, so never mind. Doesn't matter. And then we take the final room. What's this beard starting to get long? I think this is like the longest I've ever grown it out. Can't recall when I've grown it longer. I might have once. It does become a point where it gets too long though. And it is approaching that point. We'll go for that. Grab the Scolder. I probably should have taken green first. And he's dead off the explosion. A white chest. Okay, one more delve and then we can go to the actual faction related ones or delve event related ones. The other 2 times. Okay, so there's only 3 rooms we have to scout. This one, 1.25, this one, 1.2, and this one, 1.2. So we go there and then around. And that's all the 3 we need to know our path. Okay, what else we need? Take the blue for now. Get a Cedric down. Or I mean, not a Cedric, a Truffle. Head to the right. Then down the bottom path where we only have one direction to go. We get lucky off of that. Good enough. No extra turn for the other thing though, but we'll still go for that. Get ourselves a explosion on everything. And he's dead. We go right, then down the bottom path. We gotta reflect. That's not gonna be useful for us. On this kind of battle, it won't be. It's gonna end too quick before we can utilize it. Most likely. And Truffle to almost dead. The only problem is he was originally going to have boost ratio based on how many diseases were on the opposing team. But that was one thing that was removed when he ended up getting his slight ability change, his gem spawn. They ended up making the boost ratio on the gem spawn rather than on the damage output, which is still good, but it makes it so he doesn't get extra damage from the diseases or poisons. But having a higher gem spawn is definitely a good trade-off to have instead, that's for sure. Definitely stronger the way that it is now compared to how it was going to be. That's still a little unfortunate that he still doesn't get extra damage. So he gets his extra damage from looping than from direct extra damage. Which overall is better. The way that he is right now, rather than how he was going to be. Didn't even need to follow up. The explosion's already enough. Nice. And let's keep going down this bottom path. Get our Citric and clear out the room, and then go do normal delves. Actually have potion effects, which will greatly speed up our battles. Like right now, he'd already be full mana. And it looks like we'll get a lot of EXP on Oracle, if nothing else. Probably get to like 60 or so today. Somewhere around there. Making some progress. What does Starlight mean with level 100 or 200 classes? What do you mean? Classes only go to 100. At least currently, anyways. Don't know if they're going to expand it or do something to it. Likely if they do touch hero classes, it's going to be version 5.0, which is early next year. Oh yeah, he was talking about Horde level. That makes more sense. Yeah, we're currently Horde level like 110 or so. We're going to 200, but I need 1,000 more XP. We can open some treasure and hopefully randomly get it. But we need 1,000 more XP before I can max it out to 200, which we could probably go check soon. Once we get the normal delves to about 100, we could probably go max it out. Oh, that reminds me, I need to go max out the troops so we can go get some Divining Field stars. We can go get Divining Fields like 13 stars right now. Despite it being like 8 star or something right now. I forget what's at, but whatever it is, we could raise it by like 4 stars or so. 3-4 stars. So let me go do that right now. We can get this thing to load. Okay, so next order of business. Let's go upgrade Divining Fields. After we wait for this loading screen. Hello, Liamar! Welcome! Yeah, that's the only real big issue with a lot of delves is they don't have their Cedrics immediately. It's a bit annoying. Well, I can grab some treasure here while we're here. Any sacreds? No, unfortunate. But let's go upgrade the troops. So, Divining Fields, where are you? You can currently get it to 10 star. Nice. There's 10 star Divining Fields, which gives us 1 extra HP, right? I believe that was HP. How will you check that? Yes, 1 extra HP we just got from that, so that's nice. Now let's go and get ourselves the thing upgraded the rest of the way, so we can get it to 13 right now. Let me go to troops, go to Divining Fields. Probably easier going to faction. Where's Wild Court? Wild Court, and let's go get this thing maxed. All these should be able to get maxed immediately. Send to max, level to max, trade it to max. And this will give us 13 stars from 10 stars. Did you miss the key opening? We did it on, we had the video on it. We covered it earlier, right before the stream. It's the video going over the Mythic. It's up right now. It went decent. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't the worst that we've ever done, let's say that. We've definitely done worse before. Yeah, the Mythic video key opening things up already. Want to go catch it? Right now we're just going over the new faction and everything related to it. Currently upgrading the troops, obviously. Getting to 13 star Divining Fields. And then finishing out the side quests, or the side delves, and then doing the actual delves with potions and everything. Start working our way to 500 slowly. Obviously we're not doing it all today. I'll be spreading it across the weekend. Unlike before where we did it all on last Tuesday. That's because we had to do it within the day. We didn't have a choice. But when we have a weekend long event, I generally like spreading it out a little bit. There we go. Also gives us something to do on the weekend. But there we go. All maxed. That should be 13 stars. Boom. Oh, 12 star. Hold up. What am I still missing? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We need one more copy of the pony. That or we need to go get this faction to Mythic already. I mentioned that earlier that we would have this problem. I actually should have saw this coming. Get like 1 billion different things. That's 30 different tasks to separate all that small amount of loot. That's insane. But yeah, we still need one more copy. But once we do Pure Faction, we'll have it. So we're still 3 days away from Pure Faction. I won't have that done till Sunday. Anyways, let's go finish out the Wild Court's daily delves. And then we'll go head to the main event. Yeah, I did say only +1 life. I don't know why it didn't increase. That was kind of odd. That might be based on not the total, but the just the one for upgrading the kingdom. It might be looking at just level and not power. So let me go look at another kingdom and see if it counts power as well. But there's a slight chance that that score only counts power. I mean level and not power. Because kingdom level and kingdom are 2 different things. So it might not technically count it underneath it. But I believe it does for other kingdoms. Let me go double check. So let's go to, let's say, White Helm. Oh, never mind. It would be easier if we found one that has both. Where's a good one that has both? Wait, never mind. You can't have both currently. I was going to say level 15 and never mind. None of them have it that way. But no, it shows it that way on every kingdom. Because we're getting an extra stat from here. This is just showing the level bonus. Whereas the power bonus is calculated separately. However, there's not a location where it does show power, is there? That's weird. There's not a page anymore that shows the actual power. It just shows the level power. But this does not incorporate the power level. It just counts the kingdom level. Everything here is just what you get from kingdom leveling. However, it doesn't have a page anymore for power level. Weird. I never noticed that. Yeah, there's no page for power level anymore. In that the rewards for it aren't stacked anywhere. Actually, there technically is. I guess the other screen kind of is. However, it doesn't show the stat gain underneath that other screen. Kraken used to be a lot better in the past, that's true. It's not useless. Like, even in this current state of the game, it's still pretty decent. But it's seen better days. Definitely not the strongest it's ever been. Yeah, let me get Leprechaun up, because then we can just go do that to full mana and be good to go. And he's dead. And he's not dead. And now he's dead. There sure is an overview window where you can see all your kingdoms at once and their levels, etc. Yeah, that would be pretty nice to have. There's somewhat one like that on Gems of War database, external to the game, but it's not exactly that. But it would be nice to have one internal to the game itself. And after this battle, we finally get potion effects. Then we're going to be going on to the normal delves and starting all the way back from level 20 again. And that will greatly speed up the rate at which we win as well. Watch, you have potions active and ready to go. There we go. There we go. Let's get that maxed. Boom. Okay, so got our daily delves done. Let's go do a little bit more shards because we still need to go max this thing. Okay, how many treasures are we at? Did we ever get enough treasure yet? Probably not. Well, we got our genie lamp, so that's 250. If we get sacred treasure, we probably have enough now. I'll probably do it the next sacred treasure we get. We'll probably upgrade the thing to 200. But not until then. But let's go do the normal delves now. Down to the underworld. And let's go progress. Actually, let me go back to the underworld real quick. I believe we get the extra stat really soon. Yep, we're almost there. At 32,000, we get +1 attack. which means we are very, very close. If I'm not mistaken, it's attack, then HP, then armor, then we finally get magic, if I'm not mistaken. We're still a while from that. We're still 3 delves? 4 delves. I believe we're about 4 delves away until we get a magic from Underworld. The first magic. Took forever to be able to cycle around to magic, but we'll get it eventually. Yeah, that attack is definitely possible. Probably have it by, we should have it today. If not today, definitely tomorrow. Anyways, start on the event. Obviously, we haven't touched it yet, but we're about to. We already bought all the potions, and we're already good to go. Let me just paste the team in here. Paste team. I guess we'll still use this one for now. Mostly because we can easily level Oracle. This team would be quicker for using Warden or something, but I need the class XP. So really important that we get it, because free XP is free XP. And now we have potions, so it doesn't take nearly as long. Not like they were taking forever, but still, only quicker. We have potion stats, plus we have the enchant and everything, and the explosion at start. And once we get to this pass, we have to go scout out the 3 rooms. And as I mentioned earlier, there's only 3 rooms you ever have to scout for this delve. And those 3 rooms are this tier 4, this tier 4, and that tier 5. 1.25, 1.25, and 1.3. So we know we have to take this and then wrap around. The only way you would do it different is if the one to the bottom there is a 1.4, or if this one over here is a 1.2. And if that tier 5 is a 1.5. Those are the only situations where your order would change. There we go. And now we just go down the only path we have. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Fangmore's layout. The only real difference is that you make the decision at the beginning rather than at the ends. A pathing decision. Also, this place has 3 treasure rooms, whereas Fangmore only has 2. 3 guarantee ones too, which isn't that bad. It's not the best delve in the game, this one, but it's actually slightly one of the better ones. Not the absolute best. It's not like a City of Thieves or Silver Necropolis, but it's probably around 3rd best. Like, it could be considered better than Warren's. Hello, Leonardo! I'm doing pretty good. Hello, Corn. Welcome as well. I was so glad all of you could join us. Feels nice to have over 100 viewers again. But I greatly appreciate that you all stopped by for the new Mythic and the new Delves. Haven't really been going over the Mythic, though, but we just covered a video going over if you didn't see it already. Covered a video on it right before we started stream, about an hour ago or so. And right now we're obviously just going through the factions, and we'll be covering a video on it either later today or tomorrow morning. And obviously we'll be streaming it all weekends, going and doing all the way up to 500 pure faction through the event. And right now we pretty much just started at level 20. Also, let me go hand out a code. I hand out 2 codes this stream, because I won't be handing out too many codes this month, because as I mentioned, this is like our second to last Friday stream. Tomorrow will be like the last Saturday stream of for the week, because I'm gonna be gone from about next Saturday, from not tomorrow but next week Saturday, until around like 2 weeks from then approximately. There's going to be a pretty solid amount of time where we're not going to be around. I'll have a bunch of stuff pre-recorded and stuff like that, as well as recording some during that time for like Monday event videos and stuff like that, obviously. But yeah, I won't be around streaming during that time. I have some company coming over, so I'm going to be pretty busy with that the entire time. Do you think the new faction is worth it to keep at a low level? No. If you have absolutely none, then yes. But City of Thieves is still the best, by far. Not even close. Yeah, it seems like it's the 3rd best delve, from a loot perspective. with second being Silver Necropolis and third and first being what's it called? First being City of Thieves. Peanut butter's poison. Yeah, hopefully I don't have an allergic reaction while while doing the little mini vacation thingy, or whatever we are even calling it. But I'm probably going to be eating out a bunch, and that's the only thing I hate about eating out, is you never know how food is prepared, or what kind of environment, and cross-contamination with nut-related things can happen. I've never had that happen to me yet, but it's only a matter of time. Let's see that. Hello, Cynical! Welcome! I said I was going to go hand out a code. Let me go do that. I said that and then didn't do anything. Hold up. Let me go hand out code. Hey, there it is. Oracle level 58. Oracle does make this team slower. However, I need the EXP. We're running it with Oracle. Let me go hand out a code. Oh, that's not the code I want. Or is that the code I want? That's not the code I want. Let's see. Where is the code I want? That's the code I want. There we go. Go paste this in. Copy, paste the whole thing. And there you guys go. There's the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com. Reach the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem codes right over there in chat, and just copy paste the random numbers and letters. You give the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. Okay, so we'll go through that then. But yeah, we'll probably have another code later to stream. Might as well, because I won't be streaming for 2 weeks this month. So might as well find some way to use a little bit of those extra codes. Also, this will be my first staycation I've ever had since I've been in South Carolina. I've never had one since I've moved back here. I've been back here for like, what, 3-4 years now? And I've never had a staycation. Which is kind of odd, because this is actually like a really big vacation spot. It's just I've done most of the stuff like you could possibly ever do here. Is the only problem with that. Like, there's a lot of things to do around here. The only problem is I've done almost all of them. Oh, there's still a few that I haven't. One of which I will be doing. And the main reason I haven't is because they use nut-related things. But I have heard online that they do clean them like thoroughly and everything. Like, they have like a whole process that they go through. So I'll do it and just bring the EpiPens and hopefully not have an allergic reaction. It'll be worth it to try fondue. I've heard it's a really good place. It's just really pricey. Like, it can run up to like $50 to $100 per person. Though we might just go for there for appetizer and dessert, which is only like 20 bucks per person. Much cheaper. They have like some kind of artichoke version of it too, and I absolutely love artichoke dip. Artichokes to me are like my oh, what's that called? What's that thing that millennials are always like criticized for eating? I can't even remember what it's called now because I generally don't eat it that often. Even though I do have it on occasion. But I like artichokes as much as I like those. Or is it artichoke? No, it's not artichoke. It's wow, why can I not remember what it is? Or is it artichoke and I'm just going crazy? Avocado, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I much prefer artichoke, personally. Wow, why could I not remember the word avocado? Avocados I don't normally have that often. I feel like whenever I get avocados from the store around me, they're already, like, dead. Like, they're never, like, ripe or anything. They're just always, it feels like they're always expired. Did I say 1,200 per person? No. I said 50 to 100 per person. So if you just get appetizer plus dessert, it's closer to like 20 per person or so. 20, 25. But if you're getting like the full experience, it's like anywhere from 50 to 100. Which is definitely not cheap. I normally don't even spend that much on food per week, let alone per just one night. Hello, Keylime! Welcome. I think my average expense for food per day is like around $10 to $15. If even that. Even that's like towards the higher end. Unless I'm like eating out, in which case it might dip up to like 20 bucks. If I'm eating out for one of the meals. Let's see. Go into this one. Avocados are gross. It depends what you use them for. Oh, asparaguses are really nice. Especially if you let them marinate in some, or serenade them in some soy sauce. They're really, really nice. Put some sea salt on them, put some soy sauce. You're good to go. Yeah, I'm a little bit weird. I actually like all the green foods that like people tend to eat or hate. Like I love salads, I love broccoli, I love avocados, I love well, now I can't remember the other one now that I just remember avocados. It's like my vocabulary can only remember one or the other. Wow, now what was the other thing I was just mentioning? Wow, my brain works weirdly. Why can it only remember the word avocado or artichoke? That's weird. But yeah, like almost every single green food. I can't think of a single one that I actually hate. Every single green food I like. Pretty much all fruits and vegetables in general I tend to like. I think the only ones I really don't are tomatoes and like a few other vegetables. And yes, tomato is a vegetable. I don't care what science says. You cannot tell me that a tomato is not a vegetable. It definitely is. I don't care what science says. That's the only thing I will defy science on. A tomato is definitely a vegetable. No amount of facts can ever change that. Tomatoes are horrible, though. I might even slightly be allergic to tomatoes, which might be why I also find them horrible. Like, raw tomatoes I hate. They have to be cooked in some way, shape, or form. I'm that way for almost most vegetables, though. Like, if they're not cooked, I tend to hate vegetables. Like, I never eat hard vegetables, like hard carrots or anything like that, hard broccoli. That just tastes awful. As long as they're cooked, I like them. I don't mind tomatoes being used and stuff. But when it's like solid tomatoes that are uncooked, it's just horrible for me. I love ketchup. I hate tomatoes. I'm never going to be good with tomatoes, though. It's something about the acidity of it or something that just doesn't agree with me. Though ketchup was, or not ketchup, mustard was one thing I used to absolutely despise when I was younger. I've kind of grown okay with. Like, I still don't deliberately put it on anything. But if I accidentally forget to say no mustard and it's like on a sandwich, I really don't care. I used to care a lot, though. But tomatoes are still something that I just can't have on something. Even if it was like on it, just it touching something ruins the taste. Like, even if it was on it and then I take it off. Still a ruined sandwich. Or a ruined hoagie or a ruined whatever it's on. What's really annoying is a lot of like snack wraps tend to use it too. Like if you're getting like a chicken wrap with a lettuce and stuff in it. Also, does McDonald's even still have that? I remember McDonald's having that. And it was probably one of my favorite things on their menu. But if I'm not mistaken, they actually took it off? Or at least I know some McDonald's did. I believe the ones by me did. I don't recall seeing it. Though I don't go to McDonald's that often. Because there's none particularly near me. At least where I currently live. Also, the McDonald's from by me are like pretty outdated too. They don't even have the automated machines, most of them. Some of them do, like the ones further away, but the ones really close to me, or you know, like mid-range. They're not like absurdly close, but like right in between. Like about like a 10-minute drive, but it's too far to walk to. Like those don't have machines. I don't think the tomato texture is what gets me. It's mostly the taste. I will Starlight's question. Your answer is 4 TG case. As far as what would work quick for this stove. Well, this team would work a lot quicker if I was using the correct hero class. I'm more so deliberately using this so we can level the hero class. Because obviously this is an extremely incorrect hero class to be using for this team. But I need the EXP. And it's still quicker doing it like this than to do it separately, farming the EXP for it. Putting Parmesan cheese on anything makes you gagged. However, when it's cooked into something, you have no issue with it. Really? So you can't put Parmesan cheese onto, like, even, like, salads or anything? Huh. I'm normally fine with most cheeses. So some of, like, really exotic, like, cheeses I tend to not like. Like, I don't think I like blue cheese much and a few others. Like, all the basic cheeses I don't mind, though. And I would consider that underneath a basic cheese. Will the Xenos items ever build into something like Dawnbringer? They already do. They're built to craft Xenos, the Mythic. But yeah, they already build into something. They build into a Mythic, though, not into a weapon. Well, I consider covering Stardew Valley again. I haven't played it for a while. I'm not sure if we'll revisit Stardew Valley. I definitely enjoyed the game, that's for sure. We could potentially revisit it, though. If it ever goes on a big enough sale, I might get it on Switch, too. Obviously only on PC. But if it's ever, like, around $7 or under, I might just pick it up on Switch. I'm not sure if it's cross-platform multiplayer, though. Because the PC version probably has a higher multiplayer base. For a second, I thought you just said you just downloaded a whole thing of cheese fries. But you just downed a huge thing of cheese fries and moved into a slice of inside-out pizza. Nice. What a meal. More Darkest Dungeon? Well, Darkest Dungeon 2 is coming out next year, most likely. At least the beta of it. No official date, I don't think, has been given yet. But Darkest Dungeon 2 is, like, really close around the corner. Like, we can see it as early next year. The next big side game that I'm probably going to be streaming, there's 2 of them. I'm probably going to be streaming the new Pokemon. And I'm probably going to be streaming Warcraft 3 Reforged. Assuming all of the old maps work perfectly in Warcraft 3 Reforged on day 1, we're going to have a lot of fun. Because that means the game already has years worth of content already ready to go. I'm not sure how much they're really adding to the game. Obviously the community will add an absurd amount to the game. As far as like actual content, I think all they really did was add HD remake and made the editor better. But since the editor makes like 99% of the maps anyways, that's That's actually a good thing if they just, even if all they did was improve the editor, would still add more maps indirectly. I might stream Warcraft 3 a little bit, like maybe next month, prior to Pokemon coming out, and after we finished out Puzzle Quest. Because that'd probably be about the time it's launching. It's launching before the end of the year. Warcraft 3 Reforged. No official day has been given, but the current date says sometime prior to the end of the year. Did I already mention your thoughts on Pure Faction team? I don't believe I did yet. But as far as Pure Faction, you'd most likely run the Wild Knight, followed by... where's the mana generator? You create the color that we need, right? Yeah, I believe it's Wild Knight, Red Cap, Puka, Red Cap. Oh, sorry. Red Cap's not the legend. You're the legend. But yeah, I believe it's Wild Knight, Wendigo, Puka, and Wendigo. They basically run everything except the Red Cap. But then again, for it's very fair everything, maybe you do just run one of each. Never mind. Running one of each might just be the way to go for once. For the extra stat bonuses. It's probably Wild Knight, Red Cap, Yuka, and the Wendigo all the way in the last slot. Because it seems like it'd be beneficial just to have them all. Because you need this for tankiness and for some board control. You need Puka for mana drain and mana accumulation. You need Wendigo as your primary damage source. And you need Red Cap for Fairy Fire. You technically don't need that, but it's definitely helpful. Since it's basically just doubling him anyways, or at least 50% increase. Oops, also I almost just clicked accept to fight that battle. That would have not been good. You only play on PS4, yeah. I feel like I've only really Nintendo stuff. Like I've owned a PlayStation 2. Back when like almost PlayStation 4 was released. And that's it. I don't think I've ever owned anything that wasn't a Nintendo console other than a PlayStation 2. Everything else has just been Nintendo. And the only thing Nintendo I haven't owned since I've been born was 3DS. So technically I actually got a 3DS from a friend, their old one that they didn't need a hacked version of it. So, I actually have a 3DS now too, so I can't really say I've never had a 3DS. So really, the only Nintendo console I've never had is a Wii U. I've been considering getting a cheap one and using it as an emulator. My friend was talking about it, and it seems like you can get one for about $100 and just use it as an emulator for GameCube and Wii games. Because there really isn't anything Wii U related I would want to play. But there is plenty of stuff on Wii that I would want to play again. Particularly Fortune Street. And there's plenty of GameCube games. But Fortune Street and Dokapon Kingdom are probably like the main two I would say specifically on Wii I'd want to play again. Both of which never really used much of the Wii controls, but maybe that's why they were better. It was because they didn't use any of the Wii controls. Yeah, Switch is a really, really nice console. Probably the best console Nintendo has ever made. Has a pretty decent game library too. I just wish they would do more retro games on it. Like from about a decade ago. Still hoping they eventually make another Mario Sunshine. Of all the Mario platformers, I found it to be the only particularly interesting one. I also really hope that they make Paper Mario into an RPG again. I heard that they might stop making Mario and Luigi games. So if they stop making Mario and Luigi's RPG thing, they might actually make 1000-Year, or not 1000-Year Door, but make Paper Mario more like 1000-Year Door, and make it like an actual RPG again. Because Paper Mario hasn't been good for like a decade. 1000-Year Door was the last good Paper Mario game, and that was released in 2004? Like about 15 years, I forget exactly when it was released. But it's been a while since a good Paper Mario game was ever been made. They have a lot of series that they haven't done anything good for a while, or literally nothing. Like F-Zero hasn't gotten a game for like 12 years or something. Never actually played any of them. And Pikmin still doesn't have anything good on, or doesn't have anything on Switch, oddly enough. Because Pikmin 3 was, what, 7 years ago, 8 years ago or so? Pikmin 3 wasn't as good, though. Pikmin 2 is probably the best Pikmin so far. Yeah, the new weapon seems like it's going to be a really good PvP weapon. I haven't messed around with it yet, though. The True Damage PvP weapon. Triple damage off of Hunter's Mark. Has a lot of potential. If you can one-shot with that, that's going to be a solid PvP option. I don't think you would use it much other than for PvP in Guild Wars, though. And probably mostly PvP. Because if you use it on Guild Wars, you have to use it on a pure color day. Which wouldn't necessarily be the best of options. I think it's bottom, actually. Yeah, bottom half's actually better multiplier. So we take the first 3 rooms and then move back to the other one. There's actually going to be a really weird order that we're about to do. First time we've needed to do this order, but that's mainly because it's a 1.2 room over there. Made it a lot worse than it would normally be. There we go. Okay. What was this room? Okay, we do these two, that one, then those two. Sounds like a plan. Another Valraven. Definitely want to make sure that doesn't escape. That would be very bad. Red Luigi. I'll grab this, then take the top, then take the bottom. I'm trying to think if there's any other games that I'm like looking forward to in the near future. I know the main ones that come to mind are Warcraft 3 Reforged, Darkest Dungeon 2, the next Pokemon, which I actually haven't played a Pokemon game for over a decade. I think Diamond and Pearl were the last 2 I've ever played, which were 2008, I believe it was, when they released, somewhere around there. And or maybe it was 2010 or something. Anyways, and there's one other one. Or was that it? Those are the main 3. At least the ones that are coming within the next several months. Your son is glued to the Switch. How do you cast so quick? You use a controller. I'm just using a Joy-Con, though you can use literally any controller for it. One of the reasons I've been using a Joy-Con recently is it fits really nicely into one hand. So you don't need to worry about like multi-handing it or having it in like a weird position. You just have it in the little thing and put it into strap and just simply click the A button for all the inputs. Actually, I have it so only the A button works currently. And the reason I do that is because it's the only button we need. However, you can use the Joy-Con to play the entire game if you really wanted to. But we really only need it for the A button. Quick cast everything. But any controller that Steam can pick up, you can use. So if you wanted to go use your PlayStation controller, you probably could. I'm not sure if it needs an adapter to work on PC, but However you get it to normally work on PC, it works on Steam, so you could just use that as the controller for this. And do the exact same thing that we're doing now. Nearly every controller works for it. Assuming it works on Steam, it'll work for this game. How did he still not get full mana? There we go. I think I might just be running this team all the way through to Delve. I am a big fan of truffles. Or the truffle team. Actual truffles I've never had before. Mainly because they're obviously absurdly expensive. I meant truffle team. So now that I say that, I should probably go try finding a place that has it. There's actually a really good steak place by me. I've only ever been to, I believe, 3 times. Mainly because you're going to leave spending like over $100 per person. But it's like a 5-star restaurant thing. It's like one of the only few like really high-star restaurants around. I've only ever been there while I was working for a green energy company. Because I was able to go there on the company's dime. So I never had to actually pay for it. So it was a nice place to go to for meetings and such. But yeah, I could never afford going to a good place like that. They had really good food. It's probably one of the few like really expensive places I've ever been to where it's probably worth the price. It's called New York Prime. In South Carolina, not New York. Oddly enough. It was a New York style place in South Carolina. Which is probably why it was so expensive, because New York. My average eating out budget per month is only like $50 though. And I count fast food as eating out. And I also count ordering pizza as eating out. And generally I only budget like $50 for it per month. The rest is just grocery shopping. Normally eggs and salads. I eat a lot of eggs and salads. Probably like half my diet is just purely egg and salad. Did I ask for a lemon at the fancy restaurant to clean my silverware? I always ask for a lemon at restaurants to clean silverware with. I always ask every place if they have lemon. If it doesn't cost any extra money, I always ask. Oh, I always ask if they do free refills too. And if they don't, then I normally get water. Because in the United States, water's free at every restaurant. I believe that's a law thing. I forget why that is. But if I'm not mistaken, every single restaurant has to give you water for free. If you're just getting like normal water from tap. Let's see, go for that. But even if I'm eating out at a like more expensive place, I'm still cheap in that regard. Hey, money's money. Limes are better than lemons. Most places don't carry limes though. That is true though. But the only problem is most restaurants don't hold limes. But almost all of them have lemon. The only kind of places that would have limes is if they have a bar. But if you're at a place that doesn't have a bar, they likely don't have lime. Yeah, I'm generally perfectly fine with water if I'm eating out at a place. If they have hot tea, I generally go for hot tea, though. My priority order is generally hot tea, water, and then some kind of interesting that I've never had before that isn't alcoholic, because I don't drink. They have some kind of, like, absurd drink that isn't alcoholic, I'll normally go and get it. Because it's something interesting to try. Expect waitresses will poison you. Why is that? You just got 4 the Grey Kings? How on earth did you pull 4? I don't think you could ever viably use more than 2. However, you could get away with 2, using it with like Humility and Hero or something, or Possessed King or something. Because his trait stacks, so you gain 4 armor and magic per extra turn. I don't think you would ever need more than 2, though. I am pretty bad with tipping. I am generally tend to under-tip people. I still tip, I don't know, I hate tipping as a concept. But I still tip. Just probably under what most people do. Like, generally I tip around 10%. Under tipping is not a good trait to have. I normally don't make enough money to tip good. Unless I, like, know the people personally who, like, run the place, I generally don't tip that well. Yeah, generally you wouldn't need to pull 4 of a Mythic unless you got super lucky. No Mythic is really worth having 4 of. Not even Ferret Shroud, which is technically worth having 4 of, isn't even worth having 4 of. You hate when they try to get tips for drive-thru? Oh no, I've never been in a drive-thru where I tipped. Is that a thing? I've never been in a drive-thru where you had to tip. Or where it was encouraged. Seems kind of pointless. Really, tipping in general seems pointless to me, but under places where it's like socially required to, I tend to, at least to some degree. The entire system should just be overhauled though. I still don't understand why it's set up that way. And should be good to go. One more poke. You don't like tipping someone who's overcharging you for everything else? McDonald's, what can you get for $1? You cannot get a lot for $1 anymore. At all. Like, most fast food places aren't even cheap anymore. McDonald's is absurdly expensive. compared to what it costs them to make it, as well as what you could make for the same price just by buying the actual food. It is not that cheap anymore. Eat out anywheres, even McDonald's. Also, a lot of their promotional stuff deliberately doesn't include a drink, so you'll spend more money just to get the drink separately. So it seems like a deal, but then it doesn't actually include a lot of the stuff that you would normally get. And if you stack it all together, you're spending like 10 bucks just for a meal, which is not cheap. Oh, I never use a credit card. I have never used a credit card in my entire life. And I've used a debit card like 2 or 3 times ever. Just because I didn't have cash on me at the time. But I've never used a credit card before, ever. I've never even owned one. I don't make much hourly either. While we're doing live streams, I make like probably $1 to $2 per hour if I don't get donations. Though we're making money from all the other videos. As far as the actual stream itself, for the duration of this stream, we're making on average like probably $1 an hour. Most streams. Assuming no tips. Let's see, move that over. Well, if you count out everything throughout the day, it's probably more like 3 to 6 per hour. But still under minimum wage. McDonald's has some good things. I really like their fries. It's probably the best thing McDonald's has. Then their double cheeseburger. It depends where you're at, though. Some McDonald's at some parts of the country are horrible. It really just depends on the McDonald's. Remind me not to go eat with all of you. How much do I make per video? It depends on the stream. I mean, it depends on the video specifically. Because a lot of them can make... basically, there's 3 types of videos, really. There's streams, which make all of its money pretty much through donations and immediately. Because barely anyone will watch them after the fact, of course. Some people do. But a good majority of it is made instantly through the stream itself and through donations. Since donations are most likely during streams than any other piece of content. Then there's normal videos, which are things like the Monday event videos. These get a lot of initial views, but they tend to not have good longevity. So they tend to make most of their money immediately, but don't really make much money beyond that point. And then there are the videos that are more long-term, the ones that will last for months or even years, that are more guide-like and generally make the most amount of money. But streams are normally, I generally make a few bucks per stream. Videos like the Monday event videos tend to range anywhere from like 5 to 30 bucks. And guide videos can be really hit or miss, but they can make anywhere from like 5 bucks to 100 bucks. And I have had a couple of videos that have made hundreds. And all these are going simultaneously. Since videos in the past can still make money. Like any video I already have uploaded can still make money. Even if they already hit past that threshold I just mentioned. But it's not excessively high. And the rest of the money I make from donations and Patreon. What do we take here? Grab that down. If you break it down through all the money I make, relative to all the time I put in, it averages to about $3 to $4 per hour is how much I make. And that's counting donations and everything. So I don't make a lot, to say the least. But I enjoy it. Why I still do it. And I'm currently not in a living condition where I need to be making like an absurd amount of money. Because aside from food and a few other expenses, I don't really have much for expenses right now. And the rest of it I'm just saving. I've been wanting to invest it, but most of the market's just way too unstable right now to try investing. Well, I said on average about $4 an hour. I do have times of certain months where I make more than that. For example, November and December make way more than that. I live pretty minimalistically as far as expenses. Like, I don't really have much as far as anything, really. I don't have rent. I don't have a car because I just walk everywhere or use public transportation, which is way cheaper than ever owning a car. Cars can run anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000 a year between gas, maintenance, and mortgage. Or not mortgage, what would you call it? Car loan. What is it called? It's not called mortgage. Isn't there a specific name for it? Car title, car something? So the payment that you make to your car every month. Not the insurance, but the actual payment for the loan. I think it has a proper name. I don't know. But I don't have that. I don't have quite a few expenses. Really, all I pay for is the internet and food, for the most part. No, I wasn't referring to insurance. I was talking about the payment, the other payment. Not insurance, but the payment on the loan. Yeah, it's just called car payment. I guess it doesn't have a proper name. I don't know. I thought it had a really proper name. Kind of like the house version of it's called mortgage. Yeah, lease is probably the word I was looking for. I'm pretty sure it has a proper name that isn't just called car payment. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Oh no, I never owned a car. I've owned multiple bikes. I used to even sell bikes and stuff too. But no, never owned a car. Until self-driving cars are a thing, I don't think I'll ever own a car anyways. I hate driving. Like, I know how to drive. I just don't have a car. And choose not to. I'm just not a big fan of driving. I get a Tesla. No. I'm waiting till self-driving cars become actual cost efficient, not Tesla. Give it another decade. I can live off of public transportation until then. Also, you might not even need to have a self-driving car at that point. Because the cost of Ubers and stuff when self-driving cars become a thing is going to be absurdly low. Like, you could Uber across your entire town like 15 minutes and it probably costs like $5-10 once it gets automated completely. Because the only real cost at that point would be the electricity. Which is way cheaper than having a person there plus gas. That's at least like 5 times more expensive, if not 10 times more expensive. Once like technology gets out there, it might be a little pricey initially, but it would go down really fast, really quick. Like, the need to own a car once self-driving Ubers and stuff exist is going to be very, very, very low. If they're actually cost efficient. Like, if they don't price gouge like McDonald's and other companies, the actual cost of them running it is absurdly low. Like cents on the mile. Obviously, it would cost a bit more than that. But, you know, as far as their actual cost once they get it all out. So I found it interesting learning like how much some things actually cost when mass produced. I remember a really random fact. that it costs approximately 1/4 of a cent to make a pizza box when it's mass produced, which I always find kind of interesting. There's quite a few things like that that cost absurdly low to actually mass produce. Almost everything is within like under $1 range. Like very few things are like higher than that. And most clothing doesn't cost more than 5 to produce, even things that cost hundreds. And most standard clothing takes under $1 to produce. I used to get most of mine from thrift stores, because you can get most articles of clothing for $1 to $3. And then just resell it at a flea market later for about 50 cents. Actually, only recently in the last few years have I actually went to stores to buy clothes. I didn't really understand the point in doing it prior, but I currently live in an area where there really isn't any kind of good thrift stores or anything like that. I haven't been able to do that. But definitely check locally, because they are generally have ridiculously cheap stuff there. Great place to look for Halloween costumes too, if you haven't found anything yet. Because you could probably pick one up for a fraction of price. Or find things that aren't necessarily Halloween costumes and make them into one. I don't know, we've been getting some really bad adventure boards lately. I noticed that. Didn't we get like a double common into a rare today? Or something like that? A Lambo. I would never get a Lambo. I don't understand the point in having nice cars. I never understood that. As long as it gets from point A to B, even if I was to ever get a car, my only objective of the car is to get me from point A to B. I don't care what on earth it looks like, or what brand it is, or what prestige it has, or anything related to that. If it can get to point A to point B safely, and then back to point A, without crashing, then it works. Without crashing or exploding, and cost efficiently, it works. Let's see. Let's take explosion. Yeah, that too. The nicer your car, the more people will want to steal it. Or steal from you, because it shows you have money. Which does remind me, I should probably get new clothes soon. I haven't bought a new clothes since I've gained more weight. For the most part. I generally only buy new clothes every few years, if even that. Which also reminds me, I should probably get new shoes eventually. Like, new shoes are nice to have. Just because of the wear and tear on the bottoms of them. I never skip Adventure Board. You should honestly never skip it unless you have every single hero class maxed. Because it's a great way to get free class XP very quickly. But you should never ever skip Adventure Board if you haven't maxed all the classes. Just because of how free the XP is for hero. It's some of the quickest battles when you get the really easy battles. I know, there are a lot of other ways to get free class XP. I'd still advise doing it, though. Takes like, what, 2 minutes to clear them? You plan on passing it to him when he's 16 and he's 2 now? You're planning on having that car for a while, then wow. Yeah, that's one of the other reasons why I never really got into driving either. Never really had a car. Because my parents ended up getting divorced a couple years prior to me becoming of driving age. But I never really had like a dedicated car. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of things because of that. I had to pay out college tuition myself as well. Which is why I ended up stopping at associate's degree. Because there's no way I could have afforded to go to a bachelor's. I might eventually go back to college though. At this point, I'm not sure if I ever even would want a traditional job though. I might just go for the education to learn a trade or some kind of specific thing that I could apply. Like maybe just even just video editing and writing classes and stuff like that, if nothing else. If it ever became free or maybe cheaper than it is now. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I could even have the personality to hold a normal job anymore. To be honest. I haven't held a normal job since 18, I want to say. Like I've been self-employed for 6 years now. And it'd be really weird going to a state where I wasn't again. Yeah, I would say college was a waste. The few years I went to it. It seemed rather pointless. Like, I learned more from high school than I did from college. It almost felt like college was easier than high school, honestly. I'll take that over. Grab that. Wouldn't say this game's the most grindiest in the world. There's definitely games grindier than this. Though normally they're MMOs. Oh, what do we need here? Grab the explosion for now. Well, you definitely always want to take gems off of adventure board if nothing else. Even if it's a small amount. Gems are always useful to have more of. Oh yeah, I love grind games personally. Any game that has a lot of grind, as long as it's a fun grind, I don't mind. As long as it's not pay to win excessively. Like if it's actually accessible to free to play. As well as if it's a fun grind, I don't mind them. Because it's good to have games that have a really large progression system. The problem with some games is they're really good, but they run out of content very quick. Game suggestion for 300 plus? This. You don't need to use anything other than this for the entirety of the delve if you wanted to. You don't have to switch out. You'd have to switch out your hero class to like Titan or something, or Warden, so it works better. But this team doesn't need to be switched the entire time. They can run through the entirety of the delve from 20 to 500, which we might end up doing just for making it a bit easier, since I'm already in the pattern of using it. But we might try some other stuff, and for the video, I'll obviously be showing a few others. Probably go over it later today or tomorrow. But as far as me, I'm probably personally just gonna run this team the whole time. We might mess with one other one, but pretty sure for most of it, we'll just be running this. There's no point where it just stops failing as a team. They could have infinite stats and it would still work. Unfortunately, we don't have the infinite loop just because of the composition that we're currently using. So we might eventually switch out of it. But for now, it's definitely doing what it needs to do. So that reminds me, I said around 100 we'd go and finally upgrade this thing. Let me go do so. We're at 110. Let me go get this faction maxed already. Got an orb, a useless green. That's basically might as well be nothing. Let's go take our tribute and let's go grab level 200 hoard because we still haven't done that yet. I need to. Can I paste it over to you? Which team? The one I'm using now? Obsess the redeem code. I don't have it on paste. But there's the redeem code if you haven't already used it. Not sure if it's still active. Let me go get the team on paste as well. I'm not sure if you're referring to this one or someone else in chat. But you would use this with Titan class or Ward, and I'm currently just using with this with Oracle because I want free XP for it. If this will ever load, we can go do it. 1 moment. Loading, loading, loading. Loading. Hello. What we get for winning too many games too quickly. Game likes to lag. I'm surprised they still haven't fixed this yet. It's been an issue pretty much since the game started. Actually, literally since the game started. It's been an issue since the first month of the game. And it still hasn't been fixed. They've done updates that kind of tweaked it in the past, but never has it been fully fixed. Full eventual loading screen at one point in the game. Before it used to just be whenever you go into troop menu. Now it's like whenever you go back to main menu, which is probably even more annoying. Because you go to main menu way more than you go to troop menu. Any second now. Oh, good water break if nothing else. Stay hydrated. You're using Chief Dargon, Mountain Crusher, and 2 Gargoyles. That works. Apparently you only use Gargoyles up to about 100 or 150. But I guess with an attack buff you can run them a bit longer. Took you 8,400 shards to get all the new faction troops to Mythic. Nice. I'm not sure exactly at what point we ended up getting it to there. Probably around 8,000. We ended up throwing 10,000 and we overshot it by a decent amount. But I mainly did it for the treasure, obviously. The excess was deliberate that we kept going. Okay, it might just be easier to restart at this point. Just restart. Mouse go. Okay, force close this. So we'll even decide to force close. There we go. Force close that. Go to Steam, relaunch it. Games, view games library. So it loads. So it says it doesn't run anymore. You done running? Read the screenshot. When did I take a screenshot? Oh, it was still open from when I recorded the video earlier. Why it's showing a screenshot. The screenshot that I used for the thumbnail for the Mythic screenshot that I took. Alright, there we go. Okay. Anyways, let's get back into the faction. I went out for a really specific reason though. Now I almost forget what it was because it took so long. There was a really specific reason why we left that menu. Oh yeah, I was gonna go upgrade to 100 or 200. I mean, I remember now. Also, someone wanted me to get the copy paste, I believe, for the team. Go get that as well. So do keep in mind you're more likely going to want to use it with Titan. Also, we wanted to grab tribute. Also, Golvania. I didn't even realize that. Duh, we got an extra star off of Golvania because of Mythic that just came out. Nice, 13 stars on that. So we got 2 kingdoms of 13 stars if we could get that pet up. Divine Fields and Golvania. But anyways, let me go and do a couple things. First things first, let me go get that team. For any that were interested in it. Oh, I didn't save it over here. Let me go to the faction then. Faction, fight, team. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to paste it, am I? No! Wait, I can grab it off of... No, I can't grab it. Rip. Oh, I can't go put it on copy paste right now. Fail. Because I don't have it saved anywhere. Because I haven't set it up for the video thing yet. But it's this team right here. It's Mountain Crusher, double truffle with Leprechaun. Set to a +2 brown, +1 purple, -1 yellow. And it's set to any hero class you want, either Titan or Ward. And I'm just using Oracle for free XP. Yeah, I can't go copy paste it right now. That's a fail. If we were at the start of a delve, we could. But anyways, let me go check my mail, grab all this. There's the redeem code and a bunch of the faction renown. Could be getting pretty close to 32,000 as well. And let me go upgrade this thing. Where's the most recent faction? Right over here. Middle of nowhere. And now let's go upgrade this thing. So we're almost at 32,000, pretty close, and then we get an extra attack at that point. We're gonna get 2 extra stats today: an HP off of Divinity Fields, and then an armor or a attack off of factions. Wait, was Divinity Fields attack too? I know it used to be. I forget if it actually still is. Why do I feel like it's HP and not attack? It might be attack. I actually honestly forget. Top of my head. Did we even get any good treasures? Wow. I'm not sure we did. Hopefully that's enough though. I think that might be enough. I don't recall getting a good treasure and all that though. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. Throw down 5 chalices and go throw down the rest, and hopefully that's enough. We'll find out in a moment. I would assume it is, but you never know. We did the math earlier and we were 1,000 short. I would assume that all the treasure we just opened was enough to cover 1,000 gap. But it might not be. Let's hope it does. Yeah, Divinity Field is life. Okay, that's what I thought. I got it right the first time. Yeah, we got 1 extra life and 1 extra attack today. Well, the attack that we might not necessarily be getting today. We still need the pet maxed. Guess we can find 1 random copy of it. You have to wait until Sunday when we get it to Pure Faction. So look at our gold go down. We're dipping under 10 million again. Which isn't too bad for the fact that we upgraded 2 factions. We need to get above 10 million again. In case we ever get a patch where we need to use a resource. Yeah, I should probably throw this down with a chalice. Probably should have done this earlier. But now, we're going to zero out 3 of these treasures. Because I believe we need to reach that far. I don't think we overshot it. But we'll find out. If anything, we might have undershot it. Ever so barely. Find out in a moment. Find out as soon as we put this in then. Let's see. Will this reach? It'll be ever so slightly short or ever so slightly over. Ooh, ever so slightly short. Let's wait then. So we get ever so slightly more treasure. Still need, oh, come on, we're like so close. We need, 275 more treasure value. Then we reach it. And if we really had to, we could use those 2 chalices in there. Yeah, we need 275 more value. So we could reach 200. Oh, let's go get it. Let's keep going in factions. And then we're really out of treasure at that point. We're like bone dry on treasure after we do that. Oh, Pure Faction would end up being 1 of each. It's most likely just going to be 1 of each. Their synergy's pretty good. You would just change up the order. But you'd run 1 of each for this faction. Just to be able to get the higher troop bonus, and because you need each one for something. One of them acts as a tank. One of them does Fairy Fire. One of them uses the main damage torch, which is a legend. And the other one you use for mana accumulation. So all of them do actually work together. Make a team for once. But yeah, it's most likely 1 of each. Specific order is tank. Tank. I believe it's tank, mana generator, legend, and fairy fire is the order that you put them in. I believe the Fairy Fire isn't fully blocked if you put it there. I need to double check. But something along those lines. As long as you're doing one of each, you're doing it right. And as long as tank's in first slot. Any order beyond that's probably fine. But yeah, it's yeah, he doesn't get fully blocked. Yeah, that's the order. It's oh, never mind. Hold up. It's actually in correct order already. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, you wouldn't need to change that. Huh, we finally got another all-seeing eye. I didn't realize that. Yeah, optimal order is probably just the exact final battle. You just run Wild Knight, Puka, the Wendigo, and Red Cap. You wouldn't need to change a single thing from that team. The only slight difference you could do is if you wanted to drop Red Cap, you could go double Legends. But you probably wouldn't need to do that because Red Cap is Fairy Fire. So it's kind of like you have 2 Legends by giving the 50% Fairy Fire to your Legends. You heard they're moving something with Arena? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but they're showing a preview of next patch, so get more info on that at least. But I'm not sure what you're referring to with the sliders. Difficulty sliders on Arena, that will eventually be removed, yes. I believe that might be happening next patch. I think. I'm sure. Two Legends are twice the amount of damage. However, you also need twice the amount of mana. Whereas your first Fairy Fire has 75% mana start. So really, it's not exactly 2 times the damage. The Fairy Fire option would apply damage quicker. Over the course of a battle, it might be less, but it has a stronger start. And when trying to outdamage the enemy, the stronger start's probably better than the overall better damage. It'll be weaker for the final battle, but it would be stronger for the first 2, particularly the first one. Because the longer the battle goes on, the better it would have been with 2 Legends. But the shorter the battle, the better it would have been with Fairy Fire. And that's mainly because of its 75% mana start on the Fairy Fire option, which is extremely quick. That's nearly empowered. 1 turn and get to full. Yeah, Vault was removing it too. I believe that's being implemented in 5.0. I believe all difficulties are being removed in 5.0 for some kind of new format. That doesn't mean we won't have difficulty settings. It just means we're going to have different difficulty settings than the one that we kind of used to have for everything. There's actually going to be like unique difficulty settings set for various game modes. It's not like difficulties are going away. It's just being implemented in a new, more intuitive way. They are now. And who knows, some of that might be next patch. We're gonna get the first spoiler public image tomorrow, other than the one that Salty accidentally did that said medals and tokens and stuff. Hello, Blue. Welcome. Well, next patch there was something that will be helping newer players, even though it's geared more towards late game people. But there's definitely something newer players would like in next patch. So it is more beneficial to late game players, but it would still help newer players. You started a few years ago and you never have enough gems? What are you using them on? Or are you still trying to use them on troops? I've never really had a gem problem for the last 2 years or so. Like, I've been playing this game for 5 years. And in the last 2 years, I don't think we've ever had a single gem problem. Like, after the 3-year mark, I had theoretically infinite gems. Not actual infinite gems, but to a degree that it seemed infinite. Hookins will be the next Pokemon of Gems of War. Gotta catch them all. Kind of. We'll find out. It depends on the thickness of your wallet. I haven't spent money on this game for a while. Other than on the Switch version, but that's not on this account. Yeah, there's very few people that make Gems of War content. It's like me, Cynical, Key Lime, and maybe like 1 or 2 others here or there. I think there might be a few others in a couple other languages, but they don't make too much content. Yeah, generally, if you find you don't have a lot of gems, the main places you can cut is if you are throwing gems every single day on dungeons, you should only ever be throwing them on Sundays, and that would end up saving you 300 diamonds or 300 gems per week. It would make it so you get 120 less diamonds per week, but it's probably worth it to save the 300 gems. Even how late in the game I am, I considered it better to save the 300 gems than to throw for the 120 diamonds. So you'd save 300 gems that way if you only ever throw dungeon 50 gems on Sundays only and no other day, because that's when they have the best value. Another one that you can spend it on is don't overspend on events. If you are a newer player or to a point where you haven't maxed everything in the entire game, you probably don't need to buy farther than the weapon, which I believe is 250 gems for raids and evasions. And I believe it's 500 for Tower of Doom. For Tower of Doom, you technically don't even need to do that, and you can just craft the weapon itself and do it that way. So you could spend 0 gems on a Tower of Doom event. But Tower of Doom, you should spend either 0 or 500. And raids and evasions, you spend 250 gems on. Not go any further than the weapon. Guild Wars, you tend to only buy up to tier 3, if even that. So that only costs 40 gems. And other than that, you're not really using gems for anything. You should never do class events. Or you should never spend gems on class events, ever. They're always a waste of gems 100% of the time. You only do that if you have a surplus of gems. Pets, you never spend them on. You never spend gems on pets. What other things do you spend gems on? Keys is probably the other big one. Generally, 50 bulk gem keys should be the only thing you should be spending keys on. If you need event keys, make sure to keep buying Spoils of War every single week. You can get 10 of it these days. And I don't know what else really sinks it. Though I'm pretty sure most people spend it into keys, gem keys. It's probably the biggest thing they're still sinking it into, because that's how you start accumulating everything in the game, or getting towards that point. I don't think there's much else then. But yeah, the main thing you need to cut back on are events, most likely guild events, if you're finding you're not having enough gems in late game. Yeah, technically gem keys are an infinite gem sink prior to owning everything in the game, which is most people. But you shouldn't overly spam it. You should always keep some amount of reserve. At least a few thousand. Not more. If you're at around level 1000, you should keep at about 1000 gems. If you're around 1200 plus, you should probably keep around 5000 gems. And if you're over like 1300 plus, you should probably keep around 10,000 gems. Approximately. What else we need? We'll go for a mountain there. Are the guild from late game mostly coming from guild tasks? No. The gems from late games actually come mostly from your hourly tribute, oddly enough. Later in the game, you can get tributes that average over 10 gems per tribute. So even if you take it only about 9 or 10 times a day, you're getting over 100 gems per day. Which is over 700 gems per week. Guild only gives you 390 per week, though it does give you gem saving, but it doesn't give you direct gems beyond 390. At least not anymore anyways. Yeah, tribute probably makes up about 75% of my gems that I have these days. Because I get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 gems a week just off of tribute. Without even going out of my way normally. What level kingdoms do you need for what? Generally, you'll want to be getting all of them to level 10. If you're talking about how to get better tribute, though, most of tribute comes from power levels, not from actually leveling your kingdom. You only get better tribute up to upgrading it to level 10. Everything else comes from power levels, which requires a lot of various requirements. Yeah, if I somehow logged in 16 hours a day, what would that come out to? Because we're getting at minimum like 10 per tribute, average. Probably higher than that, but let's just say 10. So 16 times a day, 7 days, times 10. That means if I was to check tributes... Also, stream just died again. Stream, come back! Come back! Is it not coming back? Come back! Okay, we're back. We have undeffed the stream. But, yeah, even as a low ball estimate, if I was to take it like 16 times a day, which I would never do, that's too many, that would come out to over, at minimum, 1,120 gems per week, just off of tribute. Not even counting anything else, just tribute. I would never check it that often, though. It's a little bit too often. I'm pretty sure some people check it that often. I don't, though. Yeah, I could easily get over 1,000 gems per week if I checked it more often. It's just a bit excessive, though. But yeah, the biggest benefit comes from getting every single kingdom to level 9, power level 9. Kingdom level 10 and power level 9. Once you reach that point, most of the kingdoms have reached most of their full potential. Not all of their full potential, but a good majority of it is reached by level 10 kingdom and level 9 power. If you get every single kingdom to that point, you are pretty much late game as far as your tribute's concerned. And that would also be enough to basically get your tribute to about 10, average of 10 gems per tribute. Or somewhere pretty close to that. Maybe an average of like 9 or something. No, tribute does not accumulate while you're not on. Your gold does, your tribute does not. So whatever your hourly gold says, let's say it's 500 gold per hour, that will accumulate. So if you go away for 10 hours, you'll get 5,000 gold when you take your tribute next. However, your hourly tribute does not. So every single time you click the hourly tribute button or whenever you click on it, it'll be the same reward. So it doesn't matter if you take it every single hour or 5 an hour or 10 an hour. It'll only ever do it once for that interval. So you could wait 10 hours and you only get 1 tribute, but you could wait 1 hour and get 1 tribute. It's whenever you specifically click that button to claim your loot, which you can do at maximum once an hour. I don't know why they keep making the game lag more. They need to not do that. It does seem like it keeps getting laggier in some areas. Try to PS4 is even worse for lag. I'll take that one. There's a lot of really small mechanics in this game. As far as like how to optimize stuff. I should probably do a video going over like everything for that. There's a lot of really small things you can do. Like, for example, using that small green orb on, like, Epics Legends and, well, Epics and Legends for their final level. Be able to get the fullest value out of them. Other really small things like that. Things that are somewhat trivial, but they end up helping you out a decent amount, resource-wise. For time. Or even just the fact of having a Leprechaun of your team to passively gain a small amount of gold. Or the same thing with, like, Valkyrie and stuff for small souls and other small, like, little resource things that don't necessarily take up any time. It can save you resources. And we're almost there, stage 16. I don't think we're doing all of them today, though. But we'll definitely get it done by tomorrow morning stream. Be able to get most of that done. Also, we are getting close to the point where we would start skipping these. I think starting tomorrow, we might start doing the skip method. We'll see. At some point tomorrow's stream, I probably will skip over to it. Skip method. I did want to do these initial ones just until we got the faction upgraded, if nothing else. Level 20. Oh, we already won that battle. That was quick. That was very quick. Actually, speaking of that, I could probably get to level 20 right now. Let me go through an hour loading screen and get there. Oh no, it actually went pretty quick this time. Let me go grab all this. Let me go get upgraded. Hopefully we get a mythic treasure. Go, mythic treasure. You know you want to. Nope, got a crown though. Genie lamp, that's enough. Got it. Go on. Oh, another genie lamp, nice. Okay, we definitely have enough. Oh, let's go do it right now then. Okay, how should we go about this? I think we do this and just use a genie lamp, right? How much are we missing? A genie lamp plus a chalice. Right? That's enough. Brain processing math. That's enough. Yeah, that'd be enough. I think so. Hopefully I did the math right. It should be level 20. I mean 200, I mean. There we go. And 25 overkill, which isn't that big a deal. Okay, well that cost us an absurd amount of gold, but there we are, level 200. We did it! We leveled 200 kingdoms within like 2 days because we did one on Wednesday as well. As far as upgrading it to 200, we did Hall of Guardians at 200. As far as the treasure hoard. But there we go, another 200 kingdom. Down and ready to go. Okay, well now we can start using the extra stats. Make too huge a difference, but now we have a little bit of extra stats now to be able to use for each of these battles. Help speed things along a little. Hello, Laurent! Welcome! Okay, and now we just start spamming truffles and everything. Why do you need shards for new factions? Mostly to get the new troops up immediately to Mythic, and also for the treasure, get more treasure in general. But it's mostly just to get the kingdom's troops up to Mythic. Need about 8,000 or so shards, give or take a little bit to be able to do it. Hey, level 61 Oracle. I said we'd probably get to around level 60 on our hero class today. Well, I lied. We actually reached 61 already. That's not too bad. I'll go for that. Have I ever tried a team with Urska, Shield, and Tesla? I believe so. Not with 3 Teslas, though. Wouldn't you need a mana generator? I don't think I've ever done it with 3 Tesla. Well, I guess, never mind. I guess because of enchant, you wouldn't need a mana generator. In a PvP context, you would. I guess in Delves, you could just wait out 7 turns, so that would take a while. World War farm now? I'm probably just gonna attempt level 500 pure factions. I'm not gonna be farming anymore. We're just gonna do 500 pure factions. Next target's probably Hall of Guardian. I should have taken those reds. I got mad too much though. Why am I doing Oracle class? Because it's currently our lowest leveled hero class. Also, with this most recent faction being associated with Divinian Fields, it made Divinian Fields go up quite a bit in stars, which means we might need to level some soon for upcoming events. But it's mostly because it's our lowest leveled hero class. Currently at 61. I don't believe we have any hero class lower than it at the moment. Pretty sure we got most of the other ones leveled. Okay, we're just doing it for class XP. Gotta get it up eventually. It's not really slowing us down too much using it now. Like, it's definitely slowing us down, but it's a pretty minuscule amount. We will be switching to a normal hero class soon though. Probably once we start rushing through them, we will. While we're still doing every room, we'll keep using it. I'm gonna go double check. I'm pretty sure it's our lowest one. We do have to go out of this menu. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to load. See? Take like 10 seconds, not even. But let's see how our classes are doing. Which ones are our lowest? We got 72. 72 is 76. 61, which is what we're working on now. 76. And a 64, yeah. Our second lowest is War Priest. We're almost at all of them to 70. Nice. And we only have, I believe, 6 hero classes left, right? Dervish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, and they're all about average. So 6 of them. That is approximately 84 hours left. We have about 84 hours of class grinding left until we've finished every class in the game. Until they add a new hero class. As of currently, it's about 84 hours left until we've maxed every hero class in the game. Which is still a lot of time, obviously. But we're getting there. Slowly over time. We probably make around 30 hours of progress per month. Though next patch will increase. No, it actually won't. Well, it will and won't next patch. The grind times are still the same for classes next patch. What am I doing? I'm like clicking everywhere. The grind time is still the same next patch. However, you're going to want to grind a lot more starting next patch. So indirectly, our amount of EXP will go up. Not because the actual amount of EXP went up, but because we're going to be playing more. At least initially. I'll take that over. Grab that. Get explosion. Explosion. Roll that rolling. Take a brown. And truffle till he's dead. There we go. And next hero class will be useless, so no need to grind. Well, we still need to for kingdom upgrades. Even if they're 100% useless, we'll eventually need them for kingdom upgrades. Which is the whole point of leveling them to begin with. Like all these useless ones we were doing, like Oracle, which we're never going to actually use. I'm doing because, not because it's useful, but because we need it for kingdom upgrades eventually. Not currently, but we will. Only a matter of time. Hopefully that'll full mana it. But yeah, of course we need to max everything. Even if it's 100% useless for completionist purposes. That's the same reason why we buy all the emojis and everything. Because even if they're useless like this cat set, I still want it. Just so we own it. But yeah, of course we have to buy every last thing. We can't not buy every last thing. Which is why they probably added a gem sink to it too. It's a really small gem sink, but they knew completionists would go for every single one. That definitely will be. Even though it's completely useless to own all of them. I guess the emojis are technically useful to own all of them. But the portraits definitely aren't, because you would only ever use one portrait at any given time. Same as title. But at least emojis, you could theoretically use all of them simultaneously. You wouldn't realistically use all of them simultaneously, but you could. Actually, would that even fit into a chat message? I want to go drive global chat crazy real quick. Let me go try using every emoji we have. Emoji spam global. I want to every emoji we have and see if it fits into a message. I believe the answer is going to be no. Let's see how far we can get. surprised it's still going. Okay, we reached a dead end already. No, we didn't. Yeah, it did. Wow, that didn't really cover too many. I think we covered like, we get to about there. So it only covered about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. But it only fit about 24 emojis into one single message. So I guess you couldn't use all of them simultaneously. Come close though. You can use one from each set if nothing else. Not like you would need to. Anyways. We'll get one more delve done for now. And then I think we're going to be slowly wrapping up for now. Is next class really that bad? I didn't actually look at it yet. Coming out soon though. Actually, I believe it's coming out while I'm gone. When is next hero class? I'm pretty sure it's coming out while I'm not around. Go double check. When is next hero class? Because I'm pretty sure it's coming out the last week that I'm away. Well, I'm away. Let's see. I'm still going to try getting some videos out, obviously. Well, the entire time we're going to be having videos. How much more I'm also going to be able to record during that time, I'm not sure. Why did I click back on the exact menu I was already on? Fail. Let me see. When is next class being released? Actually, why don't I just click on the class menu? That would make more sense. Next class is being released October 25th. Yeah, it's while I'm still gone. I'll still cover it on the Monday video, though. But yeah, that means I'll definitely won't be able to grind that hero class because I'm not even going to be around when it's possible to grind it. Yeah, that hero class we're going to be extremely underleveled on. Because not only am I not going to be doing the event, I'm barely going to have anything going over it. Like, we'll cover it initially just to have a video. But I'm definitely not going to be leveling it. Let's see, how bad is it? It has Jinx. That's not horrible. It has 25% chance to summon a Nightmare on its final trait. That's pretty bad. And has Death, Chaos, and Fire. Chaos and the Fire isn't too bad. That's Doomskull Storm, or Doomstorm into triple damage on burning. And Doomskulls do get boost ratioed by that triple. That's the only good combo it has. I'm surprised they didn't give it War Tree instead of Death. War Tree would have been way better with it. Because then you could have built up into a high attack, into Chaos, with the Doomskull Storm into Fire's triple damage. Would have made it a bit better. But yeah, it does seem like a pretty underwhelming hero class for the most part. Like, it seems like it's supposed to be skull-oriented, but it's not exceptionally good at doing skulls. And its perks are really useless, like its traits. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Because we are going to be wrapping up probably after this delve, so let me know now. Be a great time to ask any. But yeah, tomorrow's stream. We're still going to have another one tonight, though, of course, at our normal time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in about 6.5 hours from now. But tomorrow we should be getting our first spoiler image publicly of next patch. So hopefully they post that, and hopefully they post a pretty juicy one. Because next patch is really soon. It could be next week for all we know. It's sometime likely this month. When exactly we don't know, but it could be next week. You never know. So I think that's what I'm going to go do after the stream. There's actually a burger place that I normally don't go to that I believe is family owned near me. I've been meaning to try again. I've been kind of avoiding it just because they have nut products. But I'll just specify them that I have a nut allergy. Normally most places have, or like semi-careful against it. I just still hate any places that have a lot of nut related things though. Always annoying. So if I'm not back, I'm at the hospital. No. That's very unlikely, though theoretically possible. Let's see. I hate that I have to... It's so weird because most people can just eat and not have to worry about anything. If I ever eat out, I have to like weigh the... Not just the cost to benefit, or like the cost to food benefit, but I also have to, and health benefit, but I also have to weigh the will I die benefit. Like, is it worth trying something over dying? Even though the risk is exceptionally low, but it's not 0%. Let's see. We'll go for that. Well, that's one of the reasons why I feel like it could be next Monday. Like right before Tower of Doom. Wait, next Monday is Tower of Doom, right? I believe so. Because we just had Guild War the other week. Yeah, PvP has the best rate of gold. At least currently. Cough, cough. Let's see. Actually, it still will as of next patch as well. Though barely. You have 2 Grey Kings. Nice. Any thoughts on a team that uses 2 of them? Probably using it with double humility or with 1 humility and a hero with a mana generation ability. I think someone in my guild mentioned hero double king into possessed king. Double Grey King, that is. What's the pure faction team? You can literally just copy what the pure faction team is, and that's your pure faction team. The one that's on the final battle. It's one of the few delves like All Seeing Eye where one of the most optimal teams they could possibly do for it is literally just copying the exact team that's on the final battle, which is Wild Knight, Puka, the Wendigo, and then Redcap. Copying that exactly is a viable team. Yeah, it goes in order of Guild Wars. Yeah, Guild Wars, Invasions, Tower of Doom, and then Raids is the order it goes in, and then Guild Wars again, and it repeats. Oh, Pete has moved us for the rest of Delve. That's not good. Oh, it's Leprechaun first slot, so that's not too bad. Still not optimal, though. Now he's blocking our green. Is pure faction really hard? No, this skill or this faction shouldn't be too overly hard. You have mana drain advantage. Like you'll be able to get mana drain before the enemy gets mana drain, which will feed right into your damage sources. So this stealth shouldn't be that hard. Of course, we haven't tried pure faction yet, but I don't predict it being that hard. So we'll probably reach it this Sunday. So if I rush it, we might reach it tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to start rushing that early, though. But we might. We haven't started rushing yet. Obviously, we're doing every room so far. We're definitely going to start rushing at some point. Probably around 300. So we might do it around 200 or 250. Yep, see you, Cynical. Yeah, I'm going to be leaving as well. Anyone else? Any other questions? Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to be calling it a stream for now. We will be back as we are every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in about 6 hours from now. So I'll be back then. Other than that, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck if you're going to be trying for the Mythic and Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. And feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, as it helps out a lot. Anyways, we'll be back in about 6 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are every night. And we'll mainly be continuing where we were maybe doing a little bit more invasions and claiming all the loot from that. And tomorrow we should have a spoiler image, hopefully. They better post it. They said they were going to do one last Saturday, but they're almost guaranteed this Saturday. But yeah, spoiler image we should hopefully get, teasing something with next patch, and I will talk about it some as far as what I can mention. I won't be able to say everything about it, but whatever is visually shown I can, like, you know, say and talk about a little bit. But on Monday we'll finally have the stream going over everything in next patch, and on Tuesday I'll be able to discuss it on tomorrow Tuesday night's stream. Also keep in mind that next Friday stream, 1 week from today, will be our last stream for pretty much the rest of the month, for the most part, at least until about Halloween. Like, I probably won't be getting back into streaming until the 28th after next Friday, so do be wary of that, as we are going for almost 3 weeks without a stream, like 2.5 weeks. We'll still have video content, and I'll still be around to answer questions and stuff on videos and stuff. But as far as streams, there probably won't be any streams during that time, because I'm going to be having company over, and we'll be pretty busy with that. Why does the name Tacet of Terror ring a bell? I am not sure. However, I use Tacet of Terror everywhere where I am on the internet. So you might have seen it somewhere else that wasn't YouTube, possibly. But there's not too many other locations. But I do use Tacet of Terror everywhere. So that might be why. Let's see. One more question. Now that the game has changed, what is the best way to farm souls? I will explain that next patch, because it's changing next patch. There's really no point in me explaining it now. Right now, it's basically just do it and explore. But the method that you use is going to change as of next patch, which is why I haven't covered a video. But I will once next patch comes out, because it will change. Not drastically, but it's still the same general premise, but the way that you go about it is different next patch. And you'll see what I mean when next patch comes around. But anyways, guys, I guess I will catch you all later. Is the update good in your opinion? Yes. I personally absolutely love this update. Probably one of my favorite updates all year, if not my favorite update all year. Because what else did we really get this year? Have we gotten anything exceptionally good this year? Like, I'm trying to think of like what the other really, really good patch was this year. I know last year's best patch was the class event patch, where we ended up getting the whole level 100 class system, because it ended up making classes actually useful and ended up diversifying them quite a bit and gave a fun thing to grind. Maybe that's why I like this patch too, because it's something that you can actually grind out. But I don't know, I like it. Some people might not, because it is a bit grindy. But I don't know, I find it fun. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your weekend. Best of luck if you're getting the Mythic, and I will catch you all later. Goodbye, everyone!